Today's episode of My Boss and I is dedicated to employees who have been blacklisted by their former employers. So if you happen to be such a person, let's hear your voice in the comments below. Today's problem on My Boss and I was brought in by a blacklisted employee. So you can guess why I'm dedicating this show to blacklisted employees. And that's because this story touched me so much. And this is it. Hello Fixer. I've been out of work since I got laid off 3 years ago. Recently, thinking about why I haven't been able to land any job offers, I decided to solicit feedback from all the interviewers for clarity. What I found out saddened me and infuriated me greatly. All the interviewers told me that upon checking me up from my former employer, my manager told them I was a sloppy employee who had authority issues. Then went on to tell them that it was the main reason why I got laid off with a couple others. This is however not true, because the relationship we had was a cordial one until I spoke to my manager concerning a couple of inappropriate behaviors he exhibited towards me. This till my manager is feeling about me is derailing my career, thus I can't let it go on. Kindly advise me on what to do. As usual, I have a guest here with me to help us solve this problem. He's in the person of Nana K, who has already shown himself to everybody. Nana, thanks for coming back to my show.
Thanks, Ella.
Okay, so let's just get down to business, because I want to hear how you want to help us solve this issue.
Okay, so blacklisted employees are probably, or being blacklisted as an employee is probably a very bad thing. I mean, yes, if you did something and you actually deserve to be blacklisted, then that one is your own case.
Yeah.
But in the instance where it is not your fault, you parted on mutual terms, or probably something happened at work and it wasn't your fault, but because your manager had a vendetta against you, he decided to let you go, then that's a problem.
Yeah, and in this one, he even said you've been laid off. So it just feels like, unfortunately, you were laid off. And I don't know, it was a revenge thing.
You see,
that's bad.
That's what the problem is, because probably in that instance, I'm an innocent party. I have no hand whatsoever in what happened. So like you said, I was laid off. So if I am laid off, it might be because the company is doing some restructuring, or probably the company wants to cut down cost, or something, or some variation of these things. So if you decide to let me go, but then out of a personal vendetta, and you decide that you're not going to allow others to also employ me, then it's bad. It's a very bad thing to do. So if you find yourself in such a situation, the first thing you should do is get in touch with your old employer. First things first, get in touch with your old employer. Talk to them and let them know that you are aware that this is what they have been doing. And because you are aware of what they are doing, you are coming here as courtesy to them, to let them know that what they are doing is wrong. So they should stop it. They should desist from it, because it is not helpful.
Yeah.
They are derailing your career. If after that you realize that they are still doing it, then it's time to take things up a notch. So seek legal guidance. So get yourself a lawyer. Lawyers, there are some cheap lawyers, there are some very expensive lawyers, but whichever one you can afford. So find a lawyer and then let the lawyer help you draft a warning letter.
Great.
So the warning letter is going to serve as a warning to the company, because not only are they tarnishing your reputation, they are destroying your opportunities of actually landing another job.
Yes.
And that has legal ramifications. So if you are able to prove that this employer said this, and the people who are able to prove it are the recruiters and other employers who were trying to employ you.
And then because you were in contact with them, I'm sure they'll come back to speak for you.
Exactly. So if you're able to get some of them, not even to testify, but to put on record that they contacted their old employer for this, and this is what he or she did. At the end of the day, you realize that you have a good case, and your employer is going to be fined or probably even jailed if it comes to it or something, but then there's going to be some punitive actions. So get yourself a lawyer and let the lawyer help you draft a warning letter to your old employer. Now I'm sure that warning letter is going to serve as a very good reminder that okay, they're not supposed to mess with you. You know your rights, you know where to draw the lines and everything. Now after that, whenever you go for an interview, or probably just reach out to the interviewers, the recruiters, the employers, those who are trying to employ you, or those who, if you went for a position became vacant, you applied, you got shortlisted, you went for an interview and everything, let them know that this is what happened and this is why you were let go. Let them understand that I was let go as a result of, say, the company wanting to cut down costs, or I was let go because my manager had a personal vendetta against me. Maybe he wanted to, if you're a lady, maybe he wanted to sleep with you, but you were not availing yourself for that.
Because this one, she said inappropriate actions exhibited towards her.
Exactly.
So I'm sure it's one of
so
those
it can be some form of sexual harassment or anything of the sort, and probably she resisted, and because she resisted, it brought about this thing that, okay, fine, if you exactly, and you see, this is not an uncommon situation.
Yeah, it happens all the time.
I personally know someone who was in a similar position, and it was because she tried, her boss wanted to sort of have some relationship with her, but she wasn't looking at her boss because she saw her boss as her superior, someone she's just going to have a professional relationship with. And the boss, out of spite, promoted someone who was performing way below what my friend was performing, her level of performance, promoted that person, and then put my friend's name on the list to be fired.
But at the expense of the company.
At the expense of the company, simply because my friend did not allow herself to sort of be in a relationship with this man, which is a very, very bad thing. So this problem does happen a lot. So get in touch with the interviewers or recruiters and then let them know that this is what happened, this is the problem that you faced. And if you let them know that this is the problem that you faced, I mean, yes, they'll be able to sympathize with you. They can do their own background checks to find out whether or not it's true. And once they come to that realization that, okay, you are honest and you're being truthful about what you were saying to them, they would disregard what your old employer said, and then they will give you the benefits of the doubt and employ you.
Yeah, because like so every story there are like a lot of sides to it. There's the one accused and the one who has been accused and what other people like to say. So I think when they do their research very well about you, they'll be able to figure out the real truth out.
Exactly. And as an employer or a recruiter, if you are recruiting someone and you reach out to the old company and they tell you the person has been blacklisted, find out from them why was the person blacklisted. Listen to once they give you that side of the story, reach out to the person that you shortlisted or your potential candidate and talk to them as well. Ask them why exactly did this happen to you. Hear their side of the story, and if possible, find someone else who is in the middle to give you their version of what really happened. And then you know the exact story on the ground and then you can act on it. But don't just take the employer's word for it. Some employers do not have great minds. They just want to tarnish someone's reputation.
They will only speak in their favor, and sometimes we also fall into that kind of behavior ourselves when we are in a tight fix. Yeah,
because we always want to make ourselves look good and others look bad. So yes, you don't really need to consider that. And then the last solution here is to get help, get some sort of self-help, because these things have a way of mentally affecting you.
Yeah, very true.
So if it's possible to go and see a therapist, or you can try and see if you can find someone to, also a support society or someone that you can fall on to just encourage you or help you get out of that phase, because it's almost like betrayal. You sort of trusted someone to honor their end of an agreement, but then you don't do it and you feel betrayed. It's a psychological thing, so you need to get some help so that you can be able to get over it. And then once you get over it, you realize that you'll be in the right frame to begin work or to start a new type of business, or apply for a new type of business or anything of the sort, so that way when you start work, you're in the right frame of mind.
Yeah, that's very, very necessary. Emotional health leads to physical health and all the other things, right?
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad to know that fixing this problem is not that hard.
It's not really. But then you need to, the thing is, you need to act swiftly. Don't delay. Don't wait for time to pass. The moment you become aware of this, probably you apply for a job, or probably you've been called for an interview on 2 occasions, or probably even if you're called once and you are not given the position, find out from them why exactly did I not get the position. Probably some of them might be forthright, some of them may not be. But if you go for a second and you're not getting the position, still do some inquiries, find out why exactly didn't I get the position, let them know. And then if they come out and they tell you that, okay, it was because your old employer has blacklisted you, then you act immediately. Don't wait for time to pass or say I'm going for a 3rd interview.
Everybody will hear it and it will be good. It won't be good for you.
Exactly. So the moment you become aware of it, act on it in that instance, because number one, your reputation is on the line. Number two, your career, and then three, your future.
Yes.
So don't play with these things, because if you do play with it and time drags out, it gets to a point, employers will be like, there's too much of an employment gap in your resume. So they don't think, or they may not believe that you will be as sharp as you used to be.
Yes, because things keep changing.
Remember, you're not getting any younger. You are growing older and older as time goes on. And certain employers will not want to employ someone above a certain age.
That's true.
So if you find out about it, as soon as you find out about it, act on it, so that you can be able to save your reputation, your career, and then your future.
Thank you, Nana. Thank you. I've even learned a lot myself, even though this is not my personal problem. Yeah, so my dear lady out there, Nana K has listed out how you can help solve this your problem, and I'm happy to know that it doesn't require too much or even too much money to do that. You can just do it yourself. All you need to do is to have the confidence to confront whoever is doing this to you, and that happens to your former employer. And the thing is, you've worked with your former employer for a while before leaving, so I think you know how best to approach the issue. So yeah, that's it. You have it there. And my other viewers, I appreciate your time you spent to watch me and Nana K help solve somebody's issue out there. Until we meet next time, have a great time, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this series. Bye.